Did you know that almost 50% of taxpayers in the UK could see major changes to their taxes in 2025? This is going to affect millions of us, and these changes might affect your take-home pay. So let's take a closer look. The UK tax system, as you know, is based on income tax bands, personal allowances and various tax reliefs. With rising living costs and inflation, the government has announced several updates to ensure the system remains fair and sustainable.
And the best part of this plan is, no one can stop me.
Some changes will benefit certain taxpayers, while others may feel an increased burden. Here are the major tax changes you'll see in 2025. Income tax band adjustments. Now, this is only going to affect Scotland, so these tax bands are set to rise slightly, meaning some taxpayers may pay more tax on earnings that fall into lower tax brackets. However, for taxpayers outside of Scotland, income tax bands remain unchanged, meaning most businesses will see no difference. Economists, of course, might argue that due to inflation, taxpayers are actually worse off as rising costs eat into stagnant take-home pay. Personal allowance freeze. The personal allowance, which is the amount you can earn tax-free, will remain frozen until 2026, with wages increasing but the threshold staying the same. This means more people will be dragged into higher tax brackets, effectively paying more tax. Higher earners will feel the freeze on the personal allowance more significantly as salaries increase, but the tax-free threshold remains frozen. A larger portion of their income will be taxed, effectively raising their tax burden. Changes to capital gains tax. Capital gains tax rates will see slight adjustments for both basic and higher rate taxpayers, with increased allowances for some individuals. If you sold assets like property or stocks, expect some changes. Note that some of these changes actually began in October last year. National insurance changes. There are some key differences for employees, sole traders and employers. Employees? No changes to national insurance rates or thresholds, so they will continue paying the same as the previous year. Sole traders. A small rise in contributions, but this is linked to a voluntary payment, meaning that it is optional. Employers. The most significant change. The threshold at which employers start paying national insurance has been lowered, meaning they will have to contribute earlier. However, the employment allowance has been increased, offering some relief to smaller businesses. Employers will need to account for the increased national insurance contributions due to the threshold reduction. However, the increase in the employment allowance will provide some relief to some businesses. Look, I have to say, as a business owner at Crunch, we have an utterly amazing team of 135, and this has been a significant hike in our taxes. I remain hugely unimpressed by this, as I'm sure many of you other business owners with employees feel the same way. Tax relief for green investment. The UK is expanding tax reliefs for individuals and businesses investing in eco-friendly initiatives such as the renewable energy projects or electric vehicles. This move aims to encourage sustainable investments while providing some tax benefits. Now, this one is great to see. However, the changes to the car tax policies seem to really penalise electric car owners, and in particular, bizarrely, electric van owners. How will these changes affect you? These changes will impact taxpayers in different ways. While some low and middle earners in Scotland may benefit slightly from income tax band adjustments, taxpayers across the rest of the UK may feel the squeeze due to the personal allowance freeze and inflationary effects. As I pointed out, employers have been hit hard with these increased national insurance obligations. How will employers solve this? Look, I suspect many of them will go on cost-cutting missions. or simply be unable to hire more team members. It's not great for these job seekers out there in an ever-tightening job market. So what do you think? Let's get all your thoughts, your rants, your fumings in the comments. And as per usual, we'll get in there and answer them with you. No doubt with fumings from us. Check out this video on the latest car tax changes, which had me properly fired up. The stupidity of radically increasing taxes on electric vehicles made my blood boil. Yet they're actually giving tax advantages in this tax update on green investments into electric vehicles. It doesn't make any sense. The world truly has gone bonkers.